you did a lot of things, and something that I think that it's crazy that you documented all the journey.
Yes.
So that's why I think that people follow you, because they really see all your journey and they see that what you're saying it's true, because they see it. And something that I feel is that here in America, if you have a great job, you can make a lot of money, but you didn't wanted that. You always prefer to bring your own business. Do you think it's because of your family? They are maybe businessmen, because of the culture, or because only of seeing other people do it?
Yeah. So, I mean, I was told my whole life that the corporate life was the way to go. My dad was in corporate. My mom was in corporate. My uncle's in corporate. There's no entrepreneurs in my family. So that's all I knew. And I thought that the best way to go was to become a banker or an investment banker, go to Wall Street, New York. And I tried that my junior year in college. I got an internship at a bank in Manhattan, and it was miserable. I had to commute an hour there. I sat in a back little corner office all day. I barely saw the sunlight. And then I commuted an hour home, and I got home when it was dark out. And I did that all summer. And so I hated that. So the next best thing was to try to do sales, which was what my dad was in his whole life. And my dad always had, the benefit of being able to travel and take his family on vacations, because he got to do the credit card thing, where basically he put all of his company spend on the credit card, which gave him the points. And then we got to go on vacations to Hawaii, Punta Cana, whatever. And so that was like my next best thing. I was like, okay, I'll just do what my dad did, and at least I'll be able to make $100,000 a year. I can take my family on a few vacations a year, and it's better than nothing. So I got a sales job, and within like 3 weeks, I realized that this was going to be a big problem. Like, I was miserable, and I was sold the corporate lie of get a good job, get a 401k, which is a retirement fund, and then retire. And, when you're 65, and you'll live happily ever after. And it just wasn't true. I really do believe that there's so many people out there that are not fit out to work for someone else. And once you discover that, you have to move, and you have to make your own path, and you have to, do what other people are going to, make fun of you for, basically. Like my coworkers, no one supported me in that. Everyone thought I was making the wrong decisions. So, I think entrepreneurship is not for everyone, but if you don't like what you're doing 5 days a week, then it's your job to change it. The problem is with this society is no one's going to come and save you. You have to do everything yourself. No one's going to come in your ear and say, hey man, you should quit your job. You should do this, this, and this, and you're going to be really good at this, so try it. It's like, no, like life is just an open canvas, and you have to paint your own painting and create your own world. And that's really what I did. So you have to be okay with failing. And that's what I found out real quick. Like, you got to be able to fall in front of people, especially when you're documenting on Instagram, because everyone's watching you. And you just have to realize that no one successful is ever going to take their time to talk down on someone trying to become successful. The only people that talk shit about you are people projecting their own insecurities onto you, because they know what you're doing is probably what they should be doing as well. And so I figured that out real quick. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather fail a million times, at least trying to become happy, than sit miserable and accept my defeat at a 9-to-5 for the rest of my life. And so when the pain was greater, when the pain of staying the same was greater than the pain of me just trying to change, that is when I changed.
Mm-hmm. I'm feeling that right now there are more and more people that they are starting to document in Instagram.
Yeah,
I remember the book of Gary Vee about document your journey.
Yeah, crush it.
Yes.
Yep.
But right now you have like big influencers that they are saying the same, and more people are doing the same. But almost in Spain, I'm seeing like there are people that documenting their journey, but they do nothing. Like, they go to gym, okay, they go to work, and they read books, but they do nothing. I think that it's good to document, but you have to not only document, you have to do something. If you do like the same shit, but recording videos, it's the same.
You have to give value.
Yes.
Like, they're not giving enough value.
Yes, and I'm seeing two people that they are like in a normal situation, and they record video. Like, you have to wake up at that hour, you have to go to gym, but they did nothing in their life, and they like trying to explain people how to live, but they did nothing. I think that the way that they create content, it's not the best way. Which one do you think that it's the good way to document and that it works?
Yeah. So, I mean, I teach a personal brand blueprint to all my followers, so I coach people on this full time. So part of my blueprint literally tells you how to document your stories, how to post your reels, how to do Instagram lives, and how to convert your audience into clients. And the number one thing that I say is you have to work for free for your followers. I work for free every day. I show up, I put in all my effort into value that can actually change your life just by following me. And so once you change your followers' lives for free, then subconsciously they feel like they owe you something. So if every single day I'm going to show up and I'm going to give value on biohacking, on what I'm eating, on how to actually work out instead of just showing my pump, like what am I doing in the gym to make me feel good? What is my mindset practices? How am I doing my morning routine? And how has that shaped and molded my life into this amazing life I live today? I just give that out for free. And then once they trust me, they know me and like me enough, that is when they're going to ask about my Bitcoin mining, my crypto mastermind, or maybe they want to build a personal brand and do what I do. They're like, yo, Colin, can you show me how to do this? So I let them always come to me. And every business I've ever started has always been my followers telling me what they need. And then I create it. People do it the wrong way, right? People do what you just said. They just start like documenting stuff. They don't have any success. They didn't build a business. They're trying to sell a product on something they've never even done or a problem they've never even solved for themselves. So what you want to do is you want to solve massive problems in your own life, and then you build a business around what that problem is. The other best thing you could do is you could showcase people that you've helped in your business. Instead of just talking about your transformation, show someone else, because odds are they're going to relate way more to Susie than they are to you with 3 million YouTube subs, right? If you could show your client that you just helped from 0 to 10,000, now Bob feels way more relatable to Charles that you just helped go from nothing, where Bob is right now, to 10,000, instead of flying all over the world, driving nice cars and having 3 million subs. People don't relate to that. So whenever I make my content, I always talk about where I came from, right? I could broadcast this house, my Lamborghini all day. People, find that too aggressive. They don't relate to that. They kind of feel like that's show offish, right? But if I say, guys, this is a picture of me 5 years ago, blacked out in a nightclub, passed out on a table, and this is the shitty car I was driving, and here's all the drugs I was taking every day, and I had no relationships, and now I'm here driving a Lambo. Now they're like, oh my gosh, that's how I am right now. If Colin was able to get to where he's at in just 5 years, maybe I should listen to him. So that's how you structure your content. You have to talk about transformation. You always have to have them in mind. And even better, make content for your younger self. Whenever I speak to the camera, I think of 23-year-old Colin just quitting his job. What would he want to hear, right? And I speak exactly to my younger self. I'm like, what would little Colin need to hear right now to make his journey a little bit easier? And I'll give it to him.
Yes, I think that one of the keys that you tell is transformation.
Yep.
People want that. And to feel that they can be that person. If they think about the young Colin, maybe there are a lot of people that are similar of you in the same situation.
Yep.
So they feel like the same. So they're going to follow you and maybe buy something. But if you only speak about what you're doing right now, there are less people in your situation right now. So they don't going to connect.
Correct. Yeah. You always have to be relatable. That's why every single time I do like hey guys, ask me a question, I don't just say that. I say, hey guys, this is me $50,000 in debt in 2019. And this is me today, married to my beautiful fiance, owning my dream businesses. Ask me about the journey. Now they're like, oh shit, I'm 20K in debt right now. I trust this guy now, right? Mm-hmm. So always drop down to their level first before you talk about the big goals, the big business, the big dreams.